want to talk about real quick with you guys is we talk about Pop Smoke and it's just such an epidemic, man, with us losing these young hip hop icons before they even get a chance, now to become legend. I feel like when Nipsey passed away, obviously it was too soon, but I feel like Nipsey was doing so many legendary things when he passed away. Big and Pac, they had more time at the top of the game, so they was legends when they passed away. But these young guys, man, to this gun violence, that we could tell that they was gonna be superstars and future legends. Pop, X, going back to X, um, King Vaughn, and just the thing they shot Benny the Butcher. Like, god damn, man, Benny the
They
Butcher.
shot Boosie.
They
On
shot
the
Lil
same weekend. Same
man,
weekend.
man. It's something, we talk about the year in review. We got to talk about the good and the bad. This is something that just had such a big impact on the culture. Um, where do y'all see this going? Like, are we going to prevent this in 2021, or where do y'all see it going?
I don't. I don't
Man.
think. I don't think we're gonna see the end of it yet. You can go ahead, my brother.
I mean, I was just gonna say that when it comes to the streets and being involved in the streets, it doesn't stop the streets just because you're being successful. Doesn't stop the streets from, uh, coming to where you at. It's like you can take me out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of me. So if you, I mean, we come where we come from, but it's ultimately up to us to get out of those situations, so to
Right.
say. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's tough because you never really know what's going on in these situations. Some of it's gang affiliated, some of it's like the beef just runs so deep, and then some of it is just stupid and senseless. That it's just one guy got scared
Kids
and
get
he
set
pulled the
up.
trigger. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
that's
go
exactly
ahead,
what
bro.
it is.
Cause it's like it's just such a wide variety of things that come into play. It's like it's just ultimately it's on us. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do better as our culture first, and that way we lead by example for other people to take note and be like, you know what, they really want some change. Like we gotta give them a reason to not treat us the way that they treat us. So that goes from the artists, the artists killing each other and the blacks killing each other, to getting that respect that we want from other people. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it's tough, man. It's just tough. It's just it's a tough situation.
yeah, and I think too, to add to what you were saying, because I mean that's it right there. What you just said. It's like, hip hop has always been a thing where it's braggadocious, and you know uh, it's a lot of bragging, right? A lot of bragging rights, and if Jay-Z comes out and wears a button up, everybody else wearing button ups, and if he's wearing a fitted cap or whatever, and when he puts on a Cuban link chain, everybody goes and gets Cuban link chains. Everybody want the Richard Mille watch, and you know what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
so I say those things to say, and it's very sad, but it feels like attacking these young guys, and in the process, some of them are getting killed. It's turning into like a fad. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really think about it, and the people who's
Yeah.
committing these crimes, they're not really real. They're so caught up in this world that it's not really registering until after the crime has happened. Which sometimes some people have died. You know what I'm saying? You look at like the Pop Smoke thing. It's like 15 to 16-year-old kids. That and another part of it that plays into this too is this is probably like the biggest time ever, which plays a part into why hip hop is like the number one genre. Is you have all these young guys with all this success and all this money and stuff like that, because they have different pathways now. They have streaming and festivals and things like that versus back in the days. I've never seen this flux of successful artists like this young,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
at once.
I
and
agree.
and that's and that's what it is. They're all just like they're all like stuck in like this bottle, and they're all just like competing with each other, and then they got their fan bases who's also trying to get in that bottle because they want to be like them too, and how they prove themselves in their minds or get a name for themselves is trying to attack them. And sometimes it gets violent. Sometimes these people lose their lives, and
Yeah.
it's the shit is just really sad. The Pop Smoke story is probably like one of the saddest stories that I've seen in general, like outside of like this crop of younger guys, just in general. It's
Yeah.
really really sad and how successful he could be, and then the bad part about this year, like black people did, we always do good. They did so much better this year for the fact of like when you look at stuff like the election and things like that. But then when you have, you know, people have been talking about all these protests and the social justice issues that's been going on, and Black Lives Matter has been attacked unfairly. But when we go out and we killing each other like this, you validating what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like you're validating every single thing while they're talking shit about us. And it's fucked up because these things shouldn't really be happening. It's just because of the community that where we come from, etc. But it was a big black eye, for a lot of the efforts that people went out their way to do this year to step up. There's a lot of people who I know, like especially a lot of black people who voted for the first time in their life. I know a bunch of people who's felons and shit like that. They're talking about 40-year-old people. They've never voted. They voted for the first time this year. It was a big achievement. It was a banner year. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of fucking it up by doing all this senseless shit, like over nothing.
Yeah.
It's just jealousy. That's all this shit really comes down to.
Yeah.
Um, Real quick, I think, to be honest with you, just piggybacking on what you were saying with this crop of kids in this era being uber successful, I think it just comes down to the fact that we're also in the social media era. Flexing is at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? These kids, they get a big check. They're out here buying the crazy gaudy chain. First thing they're gonna do, they're gonna go on the gram, and how are you gonna have your fans out there vouching for you? You also gonna have haters. And some of these kids, they flexing so hard, they end up putting their location to where they at, to where people are gonna come and find them.
Right.
And then try to mug them, try to kill them, and it's a wrap on sight. So I think us taking it to the next level when it comes to flexing has been such a super negative, because now it's the fact that it's magnified. The haters are growing exponentially because now they want it even more. They want to take it away from you even more, which is just increasing the violence and the hatred going on in hip hop.
Yeah, I've thought about it so much, and I'm like, some people would look at it like, oh, the older rappers need to step up and and say something. I don't even think that shit's not gonna work.
No.
I think that something needs to actually happen within their business for them to get like a reality check. You know what I'm saying? Like for not just them, like you said, their followers and like the whole social media, yeah, the effects of that. Something needs to happen there along those lines. But as long as they continue to get money, this shit ain't gonna stop right now.
Oh no.
Yeah,
It's not stopping.
it's almost like they got to look at some of these celebrities as human beings. It's almost like they're not looking at these people as humans. Like when we was at that Pop Smoke funeral, bro, and they was talking about how he was so heavy into the church, and his mom got up, and then they had this community group that he knew the people, and it really it really humanized him in a totally different way than what we see with his music. But it's like, damn, they just looking at these people and not really factoring the effect of what the loss is going to be, not just for the family, but for the entire landscape of the community. Like it's really crazy, man. But before we close out, I know I kept you guys for a long time. You got to get ready for that New Year's Eve tomorrow. Bringing in 2021. Thanks everybody for watching this walkthrough, man. We appreciate you. But I just wanted just real quick the panel's thoughts on how the hip hop community just affected this major national election that just passed. We had Jonathan Davis on earlier, and we was talking about the Georgia election that's happening on January 5th, and that's really gonna see who's gonna control the U.S. Senate. Moving forward as we do have this new administration on top. But what do you guys think about how the hip hop community stepped up during the protests that happened during the summer and the election, the national election that just happened this November?
I
I'll
thought.
go. Yeah,
Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say I thought it was dope, man. Going back to my previous statement about the downside of social media. Social media really impacted how people were viewing the election because people like a Cardi B were using their platforms in a positive way, encouraging people to go out and vote. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these followers they're so eager to listen to what you know he or she has to say because their power is so magnified that they're willing to do whatever. So I'm glad that hip hop was able to use their platforms in a positive light, encouraging people to go out and vote, encouraging people to go out and protest or donate or share, post, and do what they got to do. I mean, we saw the impact of Blackout Tuesday. You know what I'm saying, and how that just became a little thing, and it just like blew up on social media in a whole day in solidarity.
Yeah,
So when hip hop unites, when we all rally together for one main cause, we can really do some damage. That's why it's so hurtful to see, us struggle in a negative way with killings and all that. Because when we unite and get shit done,
It's
oh man, it's
powerful.
a sight to see. It's
Yeah.
It's
powerful.
powerful. We damn near we was a very big part of damn near electing the president. That's
Yeah.
that's huge against
Hmm.
all that crazy nonsense we were seeing for the past couple months. You
mhm,
know, and I think that I like the fact that they they use their power more than their voice because why I say that is if you look at the past, a lot of times a lot of these artists really got behind these candidates and it's kind of backfired on them. You had like Jay-Z doing a rally for Hillary Clinton, doing a whole performance, LeBron like damn near going on the campaign trail, Pusha T was like doing a bunch of stuff and Karen, even they had Karen Civil doing things and a lot of people was into it. This time around, what it looks like is they went to the companies, they went to the white companies, and they put the pressure on them and make them stand up and do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they just really flex like their authority, and kind of kept their name out of the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Like in the process, because
Yeah.
I'm sure there was like some backlash when, like when Hillary Clinton lost, and how many like hip hop artists and stuff was behind that. They did a lot of stuff for her,
They did.
like a huge, like a tremendous amount. So I'm sure a lot of people sat back and they thought about that, and it was like, wait. So it was cool to see that they had a different strategy. I don't think they all collectively came together and was like, let's do this, but it was like a consistent thing that what I had saw going on, where you would have like Ford Motors or somebody like that, like being behind like Stacey Abrams and her push to get more Georgia voters, etc. And then and on the low, Ti and Jeezy's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't have to plaster their name all over everything. So I thought that was dope. The only unfortunate part was to see, some of these artists, go out and publicly support this man. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but when you look at, and it's not even just so much as artists, because there was a lot of black celebrities, and these is
Yeah.
people who we looked up to, we respected, and to see that, they would go this route, which really would make absolutely no sense, and it kind of goes against the standards of a lot of stuff that they've been rapping about, and they've been talking about what they stood up for. That was a little bit depressing to see, and that was unfortunate. I'm sure that they're regretting that right now, and we'll see how that is an effect on them moving forward. But it was good to see them really use their authority, and I mean, it was clear that the black vote like really helped change the tide. So that was dope to see that and be a part of it. I voted.
Yeah.
yeah, I had to vote too. Bobs, you got anything to say on it?
Yeah, I just want to see the effort continue. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I just want there to be real results from all of the effort, not just okay, we hear you, we see you, we're gonna change this little thing here, do this for you there. All right, boom, okay, we're done. Nah, it has to get to the point where the black and hip hop culture has to. Why are we even asking for equality in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
it has to change from. I was like watching a recap on watching one of the NBA games, and I saw Doc Rivers. You know, they replayed his emotional speech where he was like, "We're asking, we're asking, we're asking." I'm like, yo, why are we even asking? Because at the
Right.
end of the day, they didn't ask us to come over here. They
Right.
took us. You know what I'm saying? They didn't ask us to do all the things that we're doing. They didn't ask us, yo, would you guys like to go live in the projects? They didn't ask us anything. So why are we asking? You know what I'm saying? We got to match the energy with energy. I'm not saying get violent, but but I'm also saying stop asking. Like, no, this is we're going to the table. I'm pulling my chair out. I'm having a seat, and I'm putting everything that needs to be done on the table. I don't know what you're gonna do about it. Well, I don't know. I don't know what route you want to take to get there. I don't know if you need something out of this or what you want to accomplish on your side. But on our side, this is what we need. And this has to happen. So until we leave, until it happens, we're not leaving. So
Yeah.
Damn right.
I just
Damn
feel like
right.
we just right now it's no more asking at this point. It's like, come on now. We're not walking around and and shooting somebody that's jogging. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At the same time, we need to clean up our community and what we're doing to ourselves. But there's also a bigger picture. Like it just doesn't make sense that black folks are being treated the way that they're being treated. It's just it's obvious. It should be that way. You know what I'm
and,
saying?
and
So
and it's so crazy, like, again, going off what you were saying, like, it took things like the Central Park 5 movie to really open people's eyes up to understand a bunch of shit that black men have
that
been
Yeah,
was
going
man.
through
big.
for a long time. And
That
we
was
all, a
big.
lot of us can relate to somebody who's been like, we like, yo, we been, this been going on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
again, like,
yeah.
you just really catching on to it. And it was good to see that what the NBA did, and I thought that there was a lot of really strong leaders who really stood up. That was dope. Like you mentioned Doc Rivers. I read a story on Doc Rivers. He was talking about that his house was burned down
Right.
on two different occasions.
Yeah.
And like racist attacks. This man is a fucking NBA winning head, championship coach. That shit is crazy. So the fact that they really like put, because he could have been an angry black man, but he really held himself with a lot of pride, and you know his messaging, and like even LeBron's and the stuff that what they did, and in the sports in general, like it was really good to see, what they did, and they helped again, because behind that there's a lot of players who's feeling that, and who's working with the players, the music artists. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's why I was like, they use their power and their authority in a different type of way.